Please welcome Andrew Ettinger.
Hey, how are you guys? Thanks for having me here. We want to talk to you about is efficiency in marketing and how we can achieve that. Obviously, like back in 2008, there was a big shift when the recession came and digital became a huge avenue that we went after because it was cheaper. You could reach more people in bulk. Television and radio is a great way to reach the masses at a cheap price point. But obviously, over time, because of technological advances, it's lost some of its staying power. Not to say that it doesn't work. Advertising is all about branding. But we want to talk to you about branding, engagement, retention, and how that creates efficiency. Brian mentioned something about, we're all busy now. What are we going to do about our clients later? When COVID first hit, I read an article from Harvard University, and it said, okay, so as an entrepreneur, we wake up and we're scared every day. We don't admit it, but we're scared every day because we feel that if we let ourselves rest, that we could lose it all tomorrow. And the thing is, we've transitioned into a world of instant gratification, trying for leads today. As you spoke about, we don't want to offer people products that we want to sell. We want to offer them solutions to problems that they have, but we can't time when they need our service. We need to brand them so that when they do need our service, that they think about us. There's a lot of things like, as far as like the days of splash and spray, they're over. You can now take a 2-year customer list and get all your prior clients, and you can get them put on a 3D heat map and get the append data to it. So you can see who your client is, what their bands are, how much they make, what their home values are. And now we can go down to a granular level of like care routes to find lookalike clients. And what you're really doing is, what direct mail allows you to do is it allows you to focus on frequency over reach. The higher numbers can come as you see your results. As an industry, I used to play a game with my old partner, and it used to be like, what product is synonymous with, like Vaseline? You go into Walmart and you try and buy Vaseline. It's not Vaseline, it's petroleum jelly. And a lot of you guys are the behemoths, but think about how you guys were able to, back in the early 2000s and the 90s, use television to create a name that was getting you an ROI now, but also planting the seeds for tomorrow. And we've lost a lot of that. 75% of our business comes from existing clients, but we don't spend enough money on our existing clients. For 43 cents every month, for $5 a year, you can own a client forever. You can create a barrier to entry so that when they need your service, they're not going online and typing in HVAC near me or roofer near me. They're typing in the name of your company. Just doing a little survey, after 6 months of reaching a home, if you went into that home and asked them to name a roofer, 9 out of 10 of those people will name the piece that they've gotten for 6 months, and only 3 of those 10 could name another person. So think about how strong that is, so that when they do need your service, they're going to think about you instead of going in and going for a Google search. And then you'll also be able to see through, when you look at your Google searches from there on in, that 9 out of your 10 searches are branded searches where they're using the name of your company, which is obviously what we're looking to do. So by finding the lookalike clients, keeping the zones tight, making the drives efficiency, letting people see your trucks in the same area, putting down yard signs. I hear from a lot of people like, my guys aren't going to put down yard signs. They're just not into it. Well, that's a top-down thing. If your guys aren't putting down yard signs, you need to get up, you need to look in the mirror because it's your fault, because they don't believe in you. But a yard sign that's that client who you just did work for, giving you a badge of honor, that's letting you put their advertising in the front lawn, and then after you do that install, you send out a piece of 75 pieces of mail, personalized, to the left and 75 to the right. So when they look out their window, they see a yard sign, which is your neighbor vouching for you. And that's low-hanging fruit. The lowest hanging fruit is mailing to your existing clients. It's for people who, especially who have multiple products, because you always want to stay in front of people's faces, but cross-selling is just something people don't realize, that you got the roof done, but they don't realize that you do siding 2 years later, or they don't realize that, and they go and they look for somebody else. Own the mailbox, own the home. A lot of the things that we're talking about with personalization, you can mail to people's homes now and put a picture of their home on the card. Hey, Debbie, and with a picture of their home on the card. That's personalization. That's engaging with your client. That's making a difference. It's like I said, it's not, you can do more business in 10,000 homes than you can do in an entire state by owning those 10,000 homes, 15,000 homes, 20,000 homes, whatever it is, and not sending your people 3 hours in one direction and 3 hours in another direction. The other thing is it's creating a barrier to entry. Every time you spend a dollar into something that's not your own product, you're branding somebody else's, and you're living off of somebody else's algorithm, and you're living off of somebody else's presence. And until we build our own presence and our own algorithms and our own brands of what we stand for, that's when things turn. It's, imagine going to a home and not bidding against 6 other people. Imagine when they've gotten your mail 5 months in a row and 3 months later, your roof leaks, and they go online and they're specifically looking for you because you bought a customer before you even know you had them. It's like I do some mailings for some renewals, but I get Renewal by Anderson to my house every month, and it's been 3 years. And I knew last year I did my kitchen over, and it cost me whatever, $60,000, and I didn't want to spend $50,000 on windows. But Renewal by Anderson had a job for $50,000 for my house this year in May that I knew I was doing in November, that they had already acquired 6 months ago, but they had no clue that they acquired it because they had acquired me as a client. So there's, everything that you can do. It's also, when I talk to a lot of home improvement and home service people, how do you gauge your leads? How do you know what works? And everybody says, well, we got call tracking, and I have it in my Service Titan, or I have it in my Market Sharp. And the fact is that call tracking is a nice little vehicle to let people know that their phone's ringing a few times. But 90% of the people are going to go to your website. They're going to check out your ratings. They're going to look at how you perform, and they're going to call from another number. So there are real ways these days to actually figure out the impact that direct mail will have and how efficient it is. And obviously, and I've had this discussion with Joe, is if you can find a medium that gives you more efficiency, obviously you're going to transfer out of a different medium and move money over to hit that medium. And so you can do what's called a matchback report now, where you give the last 3 months worth of sales, and that those 3 months are now matched back to, did that person receive mail? What type of mail did they receive? When did they receive that mail? When did they become a client? If you're mailing to existing clients, which you should mail to your existing clients every month, unless you're like a windows and doors and you're a one-time thing and maybe you want to do it quarterly, but we'll show you your exact total amount spent on prospects, what they spent on their first visit, what your existing clients spent over those 3 months, what your radius mailers did over those 3 months. And then it allows you now to make educated decisions on, okay, how is this plan working? Is it trending upwards? Should we make adjustments? Should we lower something, spend less money on something and add more money on something else? But I know a lot of people are using EDDM, and that's every door direct, and you're not being efficient. You're not being able to eliminate apartments and condos or bad neighborhoods. We deal with over 1,000 home service companies, and every time they go on a service call, which is different than what Brian does when they do installs and he sends these thank you, we send a personalized envelope, which is branded to the company, with a 5.5 by 8 postcard in it with handwriting on it saying thank you for using our family service, with a 15 mil PVC gift card on it that's branded to the company. That's $50 gift card. So like you're saying, we're sending to every service call every week that they do. So it gives that client a tangible product that they have a gift card to use your service. And with the same thing as far as referrals and what you were talking about before, they hand out the same PVC card with a $50 referral, give it to a friend, family, bring back that. It's made of PVC, it won't bend anything. And if you write your name on it, if somebody calls up and uses us, we'll send you $50.
That's great.